What's up everybody, I'm Duncan Deep, and today we're doing something that's not for me actually. It's for my good friend GameboyLuke. He wanted to buy a pre-built brand new system for PC for editing.
At a quick swift on the wrist.
I did tell him off. For the same price as his pre-built system, we actually saved about 400 quid as well.
Yes, we did.
We got 3 massive upgrades. We went from the Asus Prime motherboard to the Rampage 6. We went from the crappy version of the M.2 to the 960 Evo.
Yep.
And we went to 64 gigabytes of Corsair Vengeance
But
RAM.
we also upgraded on this as well, because I was going to get just a standard NVIDIA 1070, but got the Strix instead.
Oh yeah. So it's quite a few upgrades.
Yes.
And a bigger power supply. You were going to go for the 750.
I was.
And saved 400 quid. So don't pre-build your systems, guys. Watch this video. We're going to show you how to build the ultimate editing PC.
I'm not that confident.
So
Let's get he's doing it.
Luke requested a couple of things. You were looking for Premiere and After Effects.
Main things, yes.
Yeah. So people might see, oh, you're spending all this money on a system and you've decided to save a bit of money and go for the 14 core instead of the 16 core. Well, I'm going to put a link down below that explains why actually the 14 core is much more performant in Premiere than the 16 core. Render times are 1% slower on the 14 core versus the 16 core, but preview times, which are super important for After Effects work, are 10% faster on the 14 core, which is insane. It doesn't make any sense. It
doesn't make sense. It just tells you a lot about their architecture. It's a little bit wonky.
So it's a fun thing. So we are starting off, part of the system is the i9 7940X 14 core. Look at that CPU size.
It's nitty.
It's huge. Well,
you can only see like a segment of it as well. Like that actually is the whole thing is inside here.
Yeah, so very, very, very powerful CPU. This is going to be, you're working on a 6 core at the moment, but it's burnt out and old.
4 years of use on a 770, GTX 770 as well.
So that is going into what I believe is the best board for this architecture, which is the ROG Rampage Extreme. This has Supreme FX audio, it has 8 DIMM slots, it's super pretty, it's got RGB, it has a live dashboard that shows the gigahertz, so it shows the speed of your CPU on a live dashboard OLED. It's just super, super cool. It's a really, really good motherboard. There is the Asus Prime, which is almost as good. One
of the reasons I think we upgraded this as well is the Ethernet
PCIe
port.
lanes and the Ethernet port.
Ethernet port too.
10 gigabit per second Ethernet port.
Because
so local network is way faster.
Yeah, and like NAS is definitely a thing in the cards for me in the future.
Yeah, so we are going to build a NAS for this house, and then Luke was like, I want a NAS too, and so we might do our NAS build on the channel. If you guys want to see it, comment down below. But Rampage Extreme is going in the system. We are doing the full system build in this video, by the way. We're not just doing hardware porn. It's not just like, oh, look at all our hardware.
Yeah.
Went with the 1070. 1070 performs just as well in Premiere and almost as well in After Effects as a 1080 Ti. There is a lot of research that shows that it really doesn't improve render times at all. Luke doesn't do much PC
I don't
gaming.
do much gaming, yeah. That is not necessary for me at all.
So Overwatch is like the most graphically intensive game you play. And seeing as a 1070 can run Overwatch on ultra settings with no problems at all, 1070 was all you needed. Maybe a 1070 Ti upgrade in the future, but we don't know about that yet. So we will see. I really wanted to do a custom liquid loop for Luke.
You did, I know that's one of the first things you mentioned.
I was trying to bully you into it, but he didn't play, so we have gone cooler is the H100i V2. It's a great cooler, it works, it's an AIO, it doesn't glow, it doesn't do anything fancy, it's just super reliable and it works. That's with a cooler, all you want is something that works. It's important that it works. And yeah, the Amazon Prime stickers all over it for some reason.
Now the overkill part.
64 gigabytes of Corsair Vengeance, LED, not RGB, because Luke doesn't care about RGB. And I'm like, you could do RGB. He's like,
it was like an extra like
£100.
Yeah, for RGB, and I was like, I don't care.
3200 megahertz RAM, 64 gigabytes.
And the reason for 64 gigs is that I work in After Effects a lot, and my RAM at the moment I have 16 gigs in my PC, and that gets filled up in an hour, and it's like I can't be dealing with having to restart my PC to, reflash the RAM and just, start editing again. I'd rather just
After Effects
keep
is
going.
a little inefficient in RAM usage, and you can set a cap. But if you've got 64 gigs of RAM, you can set that cap at like 50 gigabytes, and then you don't.
And just keep going.
You can literally just do RAM previews on all of his videos, so that's great. And then We do have another SSD, and we do have an HDD. It's a 4 terabyte HDD, but we don't need to show that to you because it's just a 4 terabyte HDD. And then there's a 1 terabyte SSD, but unfortunately, Amazon sent us the 250 gigabyte one instead. So there will be a 1 terabyte 850 EVO in the system for your media cache and your After Effects cache and all of that
and
stuff.
just my recording drive as well.
And just a recording drive, so you record direct to SSD. For now, that's not going to go in the system because we have to send it back. But we do have the main drive of the system. This is where the OS is going. This is where most of the programs will be installed. So like OBS will be installed here for recording.
After Effects,
Premiere. Any program that you want to run blazingly fast on what is viewed as the best.
Dude, I'm so hyped. I want to click the program. Before I even click the program, it'll be already
it predicts it. It predicts it. It sees Luke enter the room, boots up the PC, fully booted, and then the program he wants to use launches. It's the 960 EVO. I forgot the name of it for a second. It's the Samsung 960 EVO. It's the same drive that I'm using in my build. So yeah, it's amazing.
Zip.
This build is almost identical to the build I want to build. So I'm very, very, very jealous to be building this for Luke before I build it for myself. Main reason mine isn't being built first is that I want to use a fanless case. I'm going completely no fan.
Yeah, you're still waiting on that.
And it hasn't arrived yet. So I'm getting 2 of them. I'm getting 2 of the NSGS Zeros, and then I'm going to do my gaming build in one and the editing build in another and be completely fanless. But not yet, because they said September and now it's December, and I don't think I'm going to get it until February, and then I'm going to be a sad boy and just very jealous of Luke. Anyway, we're going to get building. The last thing is we're building it in the Corsair 750T Airflow.
No, yeah, it's the 750D Airflow series. Obsidian. Obsidian series.
We've already taken the sides off, but it's a big case, and it's going to be a lot of fun to build in it. So, taking the sides off, we're going to take out one of the drive bays. Later, we might take out the second drive bay and actually get an optical drive to HDD cage so that we can mount the hard drive, the 4 terabyte hard drive, in the optical drive space, and then have more fans at the bottom and maybe another radiator.
Yeah, it would just look more freed up as well in the case.
A bit more space in the case. But we're going to build it now in front of you guys. It's probably going to be sped up, but there will be bits where it's slowed down if there's banter or if there's something in particular we want to show you guys. If you want an unedited build video showing you exactly how to build this system, if you've decided, oh my God, I want to build this system, I want to copy Luke and have exactly the same system as him in exactly the same case, and I want to build it in exactly the same way, tell me, because we'll keep the footage and I'll just upload it unedited, and that's fine. It's not hard to do. So
let's get cracking. Let's do it.
What's this? USB with utilities and drivers? It comes with a USB.
What? That's sick. Okay.
Your Wi-Fi aerials if you ever want to have Wi-Fi.
Yep.
We've got, Jesus, a hell of a graphics card mounting bracket to take the weight off the graphics card. You've got a cable I don't even recognize. You've got another cable I don't even recognize. A fan mounting bracket if you want to cool your DIMMs.
Okay.
With a small fan. Hey, that's going to be useful. SATA cables, because they're really nice to you. 6 SATA cables. Yeah, an LED controller. Hey, look, organizer for your internals. 2 standoff screws. 2 more standoff screws.
Put those in the bowl.
2 more standoff screws.
Just in case you need those.
Hey, an SLI bridge if you ever want to go into SLI. Comes with an SLI bridge. High bandwidth SLI bridge with your motherboard. Why not? An M.2 drive holder, so you can install an extra M.2 in a DIMM slot. If you look at the board here, you see this extra slot here?
Yep.
You can install your M.2 in that if you want and have it sticking out like this for just a cooler M.2. A bracket for mounting something, I'll figure it out. Another SLI bridge.
Why they give you 2?
And another SLI bridge. So they've given you a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4-way SLI bridge, depending on how many GPUs you want.
What? Okay.
Oh, it's a super fancy fan controller card. So it goes on the board somewhere, and then you've got a bunch of fan controllers, so you can just have a load. It's just basically for custom water cooling.
Gotcha.
You'd use this as a fan controller card. Don't think you're going to need it. But if you want me to install it, I will.
No, it's okay.
You sure you're all right?
Yeah.
Okay. That is...
Ding. Is there one here as well?
That is sexual satisfaction right there.
There's not one there.
Anyway, let's find out if it posts. Alright then guys, that's the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, you can click up here to see more videos of this type on my channel. If you want to check out something else a little bit different, then you can click down here. And if you want to see everything that I upload, you can click the subscribe button right here.